What's up, guys? This is Trader back with another live trading video. We're sitting here on May the 17th, getting ready to trade. I was looking for low floats earlier. I went up and looked at Cala. It was kind of the only higher float that was really up. But as you can see, it has started to fade. It's $2.27, and I'm probably not going to trade it because it's probably going to be very, very choppy. So I'm going to wait for the low floats today and really capitalize on any moves I see there. Also, I'm going to be looking for volume to get to about 700,000 before I start trades on it. It's a little bit below 1 million, but 700,000 will give me time to do research and give me time to actually catch up with the stock, especially if it goes into halts. But we will see on the open. We have about 5 minutes to the bell and we're going to get started. Let's see. But all right. So Cala was the only thing that was up. The news on Cala was that they have a license agreement with Antigen, however you say that word. And yeah, that's the news, but I don't think that's going to make it explode. It's still around that $2 level. It may grind up through the day, but I'm not into trading grinders right now. I'm trying to grow this account on some big moves, and this one may, let's see, the biggest moves here were right here, this spike up from the $2 all the way up to the 50 cents. So only a 50-cent move right there in a choppy stock with higher float does not look good to me. So here are my criteria right here that I'm looking for. I want the stock to be above $2. I want the market cap to be under 1,000. I want the volume to be at or above or really greater than this 700,000. I want the float or the outstanding shares to be kind of low. I want the percentage to be over 10%. And I want the change from open up, so I'll know that it's green on the day. So let's see how this goes. I will watch Cala until something pops up here on my scanner, but I'll watch Cala to see what it wants to do. And we'll get started. Cala looking like it's popping up there. $2.32. On the daily chart for Cala, let's see where the top is. 224 on that one and 241 right here. So 240s will be the resistance up here. And of course, if you see any other stocks on your scanners, you can drop them in the chat and I will check those out as well. All right. But remember, trade your plan. If you don't have a plan, go get one. Alright, so we have a little bit of, actually this will be support because this is under the current price. Cala bouncing off of that VWAP, not looking too good. Will it break down to 225s? Have about 3 minutes to the bell. I guarantee you it's going to explode up out of the open because it's so cheap. But then it's going to take a very nice little tank through this 225. And it's only up 13%, so it's could be very dangerous on the day. Let's look over here at the 5 minute. Has a little bit of resistance through that 235 right there, which I think is going to explode through that 235. It's literally only 5 cents away, so All right, we will be watching Cala on the open. Man, I just feel like it's gonna explode. But the other thing that's really taken away from it is how flat it is here. So it's taking too long to go back up. It went here, kind of flattened out, tried to go up, flattened out again, tried to go up again. So that's kind of taken away from it. But I do believe we're gonna see an explosion through the 35 here first on the first candle. Let's just wait and see. $30 until open. Cala is what we're watching. Again, if you have any stocks on your scanners that I'm not seeing, please put them in the chat and I will check them out. Alright, market is open. Let's look at this explosion here. Explosion up should be coming through the 35. 35 is the resistance level. 30s, 31s. Taking its time getting up there, isn't it? Looking for those 35s. Push all the way up to the 35s. 32. Come on. There we go. There's a little bit of a move. 33s. Okay. Wow. Didn't even get to the 35s. That's wow. So it got up to the 33s with rejection. I think it's about to take that dip through the 225. If it starts going down, it's going to take that dip through this bottom. $230s, okay, going down. Will it break the 225s here? All the way down to the 225s, getting a little bounce there. Will it break the 25? There's the 24s, and there's our breakdown. So right through that level is where I was expecting it to break. I thought it could get at least the 35s, but got the 33s there. All right. So let's continue watching. It's under 10% now, so it's definitely not the most volatile thing. Just waiting for some pops. This drop was from the 230s down to the 220, so a 10-cent drop right there on that stock. It is red on the day. It's got a lot of work to get back to the green. People are buying the dip. So the new low is right there at the 219, 220 area. We'll see if the 25 becomes resistance. So let's put our support down here, 220 level. Getting back up there on Cala. Getting a nice little long wick right there. Bounced off of the 9 and the VWAP. Will it hold up to 23? Breaking down the 23s right there. Breaking down. Will it break the 23s? Okay, pop right there. But if we pay attention to the volume here, so look how far away the buying volume is from this red candle. So we got a big green that did not push the way we thought it was. Then we got a red, now a green. We're gonna have to see a green get over this candle right here of the 149. But it continues to make these topping tails. And this is why I was very hesitant on trading this one. Have not seen any low floats today though that are getting volume. Okay. Bottom of this candle is the 20. Looking like the shorts are jumping in on this one. Struggling under VWAP. 22. Look at that. Look at that selling pressure coming in there. Wow. Big selling pressure. Trying to pop back up there. Buying pressure trying to come back up, but just not competing with that last red bar there. Okay, that looks like a double top. Let's see if it can break it. It did break it there. Got up to the 9, to the VWAP, 228s. That was a 7-cent move, 9-cent move right there. Trapping longs. Trapping longs. $26. Got a long way to go down here. Back to the 20. Well, not really. 6 cents is not a lot. And this is what I'm talking about with the higher floats. Man, they just get so choppy. With a low float, you see those big moves, and that's where you get paid if you have a smaller account. Of course, you'll get paid if you have a large account as well, but I'm looking to get paid here. And this move is just not volatile enough for me. Looking like it wants to fall back under VWAP, which is the 232 right now. Trying to kind of find a space right there. Don't know if it can. Struggling. The sellers did not overcome this last green bar there though. Last green bar is still up. So that'll give them a little bit of faith right there for a pop through of the 28s. 28 level, looking for the pop. Pop through 28, possibly take profit at the 29, but there'll be a 1 cent profit. There it is. So there's the 29. Is it going to hold up? Man, got up there to the 30s and then back down. So maybe 1 cent of profit. That's a joke. All right, there's the 32. Man, look how far it's moving down to how far it's moving up. Like it's jumping down but going up with such problems. 32s. Will it get up to the 35s today? 32. 35 is where I thought it was going to get the first time. 35s. See, look at this. This is why I didn't want to trade this right here. You get trapped. This is a very, very sporadic stock, and that's a double top on the 5-minute of the 33. Again, could not get to the 35, so 2 failures, and now it's below VWAP. So this is why I'm waiting for the low floats, because I know they're coming. But I guess this is a good learning thing just to see how the higher floats sometimes act. Now you could hold, if you're a buyer and a holder, maybe this will be a grinder throughout the day. You can hold, but as you know, I'm not too into holding. So the bottom here is the 222 there. See if it can move down through that 222 level, possibly break the 20 and go ahead and go on down for the day. Or this may actually be a grinder. Trying to get back above that VWAP of the 227. We see the 28 on the bid. We see the 27s, 26s, 25s. That's a nice topping tail right there. 24s. We see 24s. Can we break the 26s to get to the 24s? Wow, the shorts are not playing. Over here on the, look at this. Look at the volume here on the 5-minute. Red and red there. So not looking too good. It's got to hold up this 23 level. So that will be our next support level. Well, never mind. I was going to put a support line in there. Well, that failed. Alright, so that's the 220s. And this right here is why I like low floats. Because it's a little bit more predictable because their movements are a lot bigger and you can scalp those movements. You have time to scalp. Up here, this gave you literally no time to scalp. So we're waiting for our low floats. Again, I'll show you my criteria for those that just came in. Here are my criteria that I'm looking for my stocks. Market cap under 1 million. Last trade is $2. Volume is at least 700,000. Shares outstanding is kind of low, around about 20 million. Percent change is at least 10%, and that's it. That's what I'm looking for. If you see anything on your scanners that I'm not seeing, please drop it in the chat and I will pop over to it. Right. Looking, waiting, watching. It's like the volume is drying up on this one. Very sporadic volume pattern. No real ramping or anything. It's just very sporadic here. Going on down there. Somebody's holding the bag on this one. 216. 217 is what it needs to hold up. It is way away from the 9 at the 23, so it's definitely got a lot of momentum downward. Looking for the break of the 17. Let's see the 17 come down here on the ask. Okay. So the first, how many minutes have passed? The first 12 minutes of the market have passed. We're not seeing much action on Monday morning in the low floats. Alright, so the 233 is the top side up here. Resistance. But it's got to get all the way back above VWAP, which is at the 29s. Getting hammered by shorts here. On the daily chart, broke our support on the daily chart that I had marked up there. All right. It is a slower morning, but I'm okay because I'm sitting break even on the day. Rather be break even than red. Now, how I used to trade, I would have actually probably traded this on the break of VWAP, 29 cents up here to the 33, and I would have lost. I probably would have still been holding how I used to trade, but I learned. I bumped my head a couple of times and I learned a little bit. It's looking like it's slowing down. Got to hold above this 16 level. That's what we're looking for. Has a little bit of a range from the 33 down to the 17. It may play around in this range for a bit. Nineteen's looking like it's trying to get down and through that 17 though. 18's. It won't break it, will it? Well, there's a little break of the 17, so I guess it's not done going down. Way more movement down than up. Now I'm starting to think it's probably not going to come back green on the day. Alright, getting bought up there off the 214. Is the 214 a significant support level? The 9 EMA is at the 27. The only problem that I have with a low float coming out after the pre-market is that it's going to have some kind of good catalyst, or it's going to have to be very volatile. So we're going to see if we can get that out of the low floats today. Getting another push down right there. So we have a little bit of a trend, but it's very steep trend here. That's super steep. It's going to have to try to come back up so I can mark an area right under here. The buyers are just all the way out of there now. But the biggest candle on the day was a green candle. But sometimes that doesn't mean anything if no buyers become interested in it again. Let's see. There was 200,000 shares traded on this candle. So that's not that much. When we start seeing 1 million traded per minute, that's when you know you're about to get some crazy movements. All right. Cala. So it bounced off of that 14. Let's see if we can start holding up some of these bottom levels here. 216 became a level here of support. Also, the news on this was a license agreement between Calithera Biosciences and Antigen into worldwide license for the development of a small molecule inhibitor. So is that news good enough for you to stick your money into this? Is a question you have to ask. Wow, breaking down quick right there. Back through the 17s. I thought it was going to hold up. What's your thoughts on Atos? Let's go pop that up. Atos, what's the float here? Has a little bit higher float, maybe a chopper. What's the news on it? News, it had a Q1 loss. So it had a loss, but it's going up. So I guess you could, I mean, it had, let's see, let's look through the news for this month. Expected loss, vote proposals, post of a loss, investor summit. So all I see is a loss here. I don't know how high this one can push, but it is above VWAP, so I guess you could scalp it. But look at these wicks here. So if we look at the wicks, let's see, where's some longer wicks? We had a move down here. How much movement is it getting from the 24 up to the 28? So a 4-cent move. I mean, if you wanted to scalp this, you definitely could, but you would have to be quick, because look at all these wicks forming. Have to be quick fingers. Then it's making like double tops, and so it had a double top here, or actually a triple top right there at the 30s, trying to hold the 30s up. See if it can hold the 30s. Let me go to the level 2s. So it had a 30 break here, which would be the support right across here at the 30. Wait, is it gonna hold? So we see the 30s. Come on, we need the 30s back on the bid. Looking for the 32. Or actually, what's the top of this? The high of the 32.99. So let's see what this candle is gonna do. Is it gonna be a big mover down? Getting bought up there. Still on the 5-minute, look at these topping tails here. Topping tail, topping tail, topping tail. I'll probably wait for a pullback. Here's probably the pullback coming here. Let's see if it holds up the VWAP, which is 323. Okay, looking a little heavy. 323. What is it gonna do? Getting bought up there. Can we get the 30s back on there after this candle closes? So this candle has 4 minutes, 4 whole minutes. I would just wait on that candle to close. Looking very weak there, and now it's under the 9 EMA, so you're probably looking at another drop here through the 25. It may be a fake through the 25, but it's definitely going to test it. Let's see. Test the 25 here. And while we're waiting, let me go and see if it has any kind of shelf registrations on it real quick. Atos. It does have a shelf registration for last month, so there is a shelf registration on it. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get back over there. I'm looking online right now. So let's see. The float. Oh my goodness, is a high float of 120.8 million. Insane float. That's why it's moving like that. So it's going to be a chopper either way it goes. Finviz says that it has 71.52 million. Yahoo Finance says it has 120.82 million. So, I mean, that's kind of a big difference. But it is failing VWAP right now. Let's see. Did it come to a bottom of the 320s right here? So I guess you could buy off of VWAP for a break of the 20, I would say the 27. Break back over the 27 if it can get there, because that would be a break of the $0.25 level of the 25, and then straight through the 27 is what I would be looking for. You want to buy the dip on these kind because they're probably not going to give you that much upside on a breakout. So you would want to buy the dip here. Can it get the 27 back up there on the bid? And now we look at this big candle here, big red candle. Want to see it start fighting its way back up this candle. 322 definitely needs to hold up that 319 right now. Let me put that support in there. 27 is where I'll be looking though. For a quick scalp. Now I don't know how high it's gonna go, so you need to take profit through the 27. Like enter at the 27 and take whatever profit it gives you, because it's probably gonna be quick with the wicks here. Not getting up to that 27, so we will still be safe here. If it breaks down, we're still safe. Okay, so this was a dead cat bounce, giving us an entry level of the 24, but I wouldn't take that because of how wicked up this thing already is. I would still wait for the 27 to see it go higher. Struggling right around VWAP. Don't want to see it break down that 320. Got to get back over VWAP. Want to see the 22 on the bid. Buying pressure is just not coming in. Saw the 22 on the chart, but don't see it on the bid. There it is, 22s, 23s. So that 27 level, can it come into play? Moving very little. So if you're gonna take this one, you got to be very quick and take size, because look how small it's moving. 22 to 23 cents. That's a 1 cent move. Building a little bottom, double bottom right there. Let's see if it breaks that double bottom, the low of the 21. There it is. Look at that. So we would have been safe saying, hey, we want to see a break of the 27, right? So we would have been safe up here, and it could not do it. So definitely breaking down there. But this is why we do technical analysis. And it had a shelf, and the shelf registration is probably the reason that it's moving down so far. Shelf registrations get crazy, man. Look at that, way further down than it ever moved up. And I guarantee the shorts started shorting right here. They probably added on this move back up. And man, I'll be taking profit down here. That's a, what, a 15 cent winner. Any other stocks that you guys see, let me know and I will go and look at them. Right now, nothing is popping up on my scanner. Absolutely nothing. So no low floats just yet. But I'm okay with that. Okay. That is a lot of movement down. So the bottom here that it already put in was the 306. So we can draw that support line. Bottom there. Move this one down. 310. Now it just needs to get back above VWAP. Stop playing. Let me also go back and look at Cala as well to see what it's doing. Trash. So glad I didn't trade that. Atos. Not looking good under that VWAP. Looking like it wants to go back for some more burial. Sometimes I just don't like marking a green. Whenever it goes down on a green bar like this, I don't like marking this as a support because it's almost like I just don't trust those green candles going down. It looks like more of a short signal to me than a long signal. Long signal, you get a red down, like this red down here, and then you had this green down, which was untrustworthy, up 4 cents and then back down. Another green down, and you got a red down here, but just untrustworthy. If y'all see anything else on your scanners, let me know. I like making money in the market, but I do like analyzing different tickers as well as they move. And it doesn't have to be small caps. It can be large caps. It can be whatever you see. I know this channel, I'm trading small caps, but I can look at large caps as well. Not seeing anything today. We'll see what wakes up maybe around 9:15. Sometimes things kind of wake up at that point. It double topped right there to 316. I don't know what percentage chance it has of coming back up, but as of right now, as a scalper, I wouldn't trade it. Not as a long, maybe as a short. It's got 10 million shares traded on it. But if we look at those floats that I talked about from Yahoo Finance, it had 120.8 million and then 79.52 million. So it hasn't even rotated through its float at all. 79 million. It's got what, 60 million more to go to rotate through its float once. So definitely not something that I would be trading. See if it breaks this bottom and pushes down some more. 307, will it break the 3? Looking for it to break that 3 down. Come on. 8 cents away from the $3 level. $3 level may become a little bit of support because it's a whole dollar level. So we'll see. Getting heavy there. Are we going to see the 307s here on the bid? 11,000 shares at the 308. Can it get sold through? 11,000 shares. Will we see this number start to drop? 12, it went up a little bit. Oh, look at that. It broke down. It's breaking. Come on. So the number is going up at the 308s. So people are buying down there. We need to see this go down for it not to explode out. There it is. Finally a break. Right down there to that support line. Getting bought up off of that support. A little bounce. So I guess you could buy the dip here if you were a long holder, but still it's under VWAP and it's going against you. I would say 316 is the point where we want to see it start holding. So resistance at 316. Now 316 is not a buy spot. We just want to see it get up and start holding this level of 316. Let me scroll back over to Cal real quick. Cal is still fading. Let's look at the SPY real quick as well. What is the SPY doing on today? The SPY came up, pumped way down. Got a bottom of the 414. 15s. Wow. Well, the overall market just looks like it's a sad day in the market. Sad day in the market, man. Guarantee you some people are sitting red today. All these failing tickers. So we see the 313, 314, trying to get up there back to the 316. I want to see this thing come back green on the day. Now it is not that volatile. It's only 8% up on the day. So that's another red flag. No volatility. Getting up there to that 316, it's going to have to break it. We want to see 17s over here on the bid. And then we want to see a 17 hold. $17 hold. Okay. See 15s, 14s. Not seeing any 16s over here on the tape. I want to see there's some 16s right there. Need to see some 17s. Okay, there is a 17. Alright, so now we want to see 17 on the bid hold. And if it can't hold, this will be another part of our trend line that we can mark. So the low of this candle is the 14s. Will it crash back down through the 14s? Getting to the 17, trying to break it. It's really struggling. And this struggle point right here is exactly why you shouldn't buy up here in this range. Could not get the 17 hold on the bid. Look at that breakdown. Now this is what I was talking about with the trend line. You can actually go ahead and see that resistance level there. Right through there. I guess you could have went from the tip top. The trend line downward. Right there. And that's the trend line that it needs to break. Okay. So we got our support line down here at the 306. We have a little bit of resistance right here in the 316 level. I want to see if it can break down this 312. We want to see it break down to 312 and form a higher low in here somewhere. $15s, trying to get up there. I feel a fall coming though. 314s on the bid. Can we break those 314s? If we see 313s on the tape, it's gonna fall. 313 is what we're looking for. There's 313. More of a push for the shorts. Could they get it? Nope. Bounced off. Triple bottom right here at the 312s. Was thinking to break through the 13s would have did it, because that was where the 9 was, but now it's back above the 9. Okay, looking like it's getting bought up heavy right there. See if it can break the 17s here. Now it's working its way outside of its trend line here, but it's got to hold up. Looking heavy. 313 may come back into play. Yeah, I don't like the way it's slowing down here under VWAP and consolidating here, because we now know the momentum is downward because it's under VWAP, and now it's consolidating before it even gets to VWAP. So people are not interested in buying it over this price level yet, or over the average price. I feel a break coming of that 13. Can we get it? Continuing to just try to hold up this level, that's scary, because if it does break here, it's going to give a nice little move down. So it's tried to go down 1, 2, 3 times, but it's also tried to go up those 3 times. All right, will we see 17 on the bid here? 16's on the bid. 16, there's 17. So that was the high right there. 17's falling right off of the 17's. So that's our new resistance right here. It's a fake out. We want to see a hold of the 17. Seventeen's got to start holding it. Now will it challenge VWAP, which is the 21? Bouncing back down there to the 17's again. Just continues to test it. Back to the 17's. This is not what we want to see. We want to see it push away from the 17's. Go ahead and break those 20's. 18's on the bid. Eighteens. Struggling. Just not looking like it wants to go. That's a double top. Will it break that? For the 20 break, can we get the 20s up here on the bid? So it is above the 17, but what I mean by a 17 hold, now it needs a red candle to come down and hold that 17. Red 1 minute candle is what we'll be looking for. Finding some resistance up there at VWAP. The buying pressure is not looking good here. It's ramping down on the volume here. You look down here where it was ramping down, now it's actually going red. Will it break the 17? Needs to hold up that 17 here. So it did hold that 17. So I guess this would be the buy area for a break of VWAP for the 320 for a continuation up. But on the 5-minute, it is quite extended, so you'll need to take profit very quickly on the break of VWAP. This top is the 320, so it may give you like 1 or 2 cents over this, but I wouldn't trust it, because 1 or 2 cents is not worth, 100 shares, 200 shares, whatever, because it's not even going to give you time to think. So it did come down to that 17 though. Not looking like it wants to hold up. Will we get a break here? Breakdown of the 17. Okay. 18, very small size of the 18. Then straight to the 17, 16. So there was a rejection off of the VWAP right there, that double top at the 20. So again, we would have been safe if we would have said, okay, we want to see a break of this high, which would have been the 21. Still would have been safe there. Remember, the market has to follow your plan. Now, sometimes your plan will still lose you money, but as long as it's followed, your risk will be managed. So we got a little bounce off of that. The last low, looking like the 313s on the support. Am I tripping, or is it no low floats here today? Let me go out here, and something's got to be up, right? Let's change this to 50. There's got to be something, right? That's 50 million shares. Let's change it to 100. There's got to be something out here. So BTU, super high float, not that volatile, and I guess this is why they're not on my scanner. Not that volatile, super high float. But we can still look at them real quick. Not going to trade them. Don't want to get caught in some absolute destruction. What's the news on BTU? No news on the day. No good news at all. So yeah, this is why they're not on my scanner. They had little movements up, but the volatility is just not there. This would have paid out, let's see, if you bought this break at the 92, from the 92 up to the $4, there'll be a 20-cent move, pretty much. 20-cent move right there. And that's not what I'm looking for. A 20-cent move is not the payment I want. So I'm going to go back to exactly what I had in here and wait on the low floats. Oh, there's a low float. Boil. B-O-I-L. More expensive stock. Finally is making it up to the million. Oh boy, look at that. That looks trash. Oh boy. That don't look good at all. Alright, the news. No real news on the day. Not that volatile either. Just got a big surge of volume here. Don't know why. But it is more expensive. 27 bucks. I'm not interested in this one at all. Daily chart, everything on it looks bad. I mean, literally everything on it. And then it's not moving. Needs more volume as well. Barely moving on Boyle. Let's go back to Atos, see what it was doing. Atos did come down, held the 315, still struggling on the VWAP right there. So the most it can pay out is what, 3 cents now that it's looking at. It did hold out of this trend line. We'll see if it goes back and revisits it. Looks like it pulled down but stayed in the body of this candle, which is a 314. There's a little push through, so maybe like 3 cents on that break from the 20 up to the 23 is where I would say it'll probably be going. 3 cents and then a pullback, but it still needs to do a pullback above VWAP, but it is getting up there. This one right here is just, I'm going to change this. I don't even want to see that. I want it to be at least, let's do 13% up. If we can get 13% up, maybe it'll have a push to it. Alright, Atos is giving that pullback above VWAP. Can it hold VWAP? 320 level, cracked VWAP right there. And we'll be able to mark another overall trend after this one if it comes down and passes this 317 level, which it looks like it wants to do. So we can actually move this overall trend up here. Unless it gets bought up big here. But I don't see that happening. Looking like the seller's stepping in there. Alright, will we get a failure here? It's going to need to break down this 317 continues to come into play. So definitely a level that I talked about earlier. I'm going to just go ahead and put that on the map. Support. $317s. What it hasn't done yet is give us a pullback completely above the VWAP. It's cracked the VWAP, but has not given us a pullback through it. Trying to get up there. Probably going to give us a move. Probably going to give us a move through the top and then fake out. So the top is a 25 $1/4 level. Let's see if it'll fake us. Or will it just fail right back down through VWAP? 2 cents away. It's 9:22. Things are not looking good on Monday morning. But it is back green on the day. So it has on the daily chart the high of the 361 is the resistance level up here for Atos. Still, look at the volume. The last time we looked at this volume, it was way back, I think up in here somewhere. And look, it still hasn't even gone 2 million more shares traded. These are all bad signs. Trying to hold up that VWAP here. Let me also put the trend line over here so you can see it on the 5-minute. Same trend line, just different. The bars look different. So pull back, getting another pullback there. Struggling over the VWAP. Will it break down the 20s? Trying to get out of there. Okay. How many minutes? It's 1 minute left on this candle. I will wait for this candle to close to make sure I don't get faked out. The top side is a 24, so a 25 break could be a very quick scalp after this candle closes. I wouldn't do it until after this candle though. Has 30 seconds left on this 5-minute candle. Waiting for it to close. Waiting. 10 seconds, 5 seconds. Okay, so the candle is closed. New candle should be opening here any second now. Now the 25 is where I'll be looking for a breakout here on the next 5 minutes. So the 26 will be my entry. Very small movements though, man. Okay, 20 looking like it's getting on up there. So 26. 26 for a very, probably going to pay like a cent or two above the 26 and then go down. Struggling to hold up that 22. We see 22s over here on the tape. Okay, 22s. We see more 21s coming in there. Just slowing down a whole lot around this VWAP. I think we're about to see a big move down here. So I would actually go ahead and take off whatever order I had there at the 26 and wait, because it's just slowing down a whole lot. Yeah, I would take it off right there. I wouldn't even risk that. I don't know how far it's gonna go up, but just not worth the risk. Hit the 24, got rejected at the 24. Too slow. How far are you gonna break down, buddy? We know it's coming. 20 getting sold into. 19s, if they pop back up here, we know it's going down. Holding up that 20 level though. 5-minute topping tail not looking healthy. Okay, coming back green. Getting choppy now, and this is why I said the 26. You want it to break out, but you want it to give you a little bit of strength through there. So double bottom down here at the 19. We break the 19, it's over. Yep, there's the break right there. Shorts taking back over control. We have our overall trend that it needed to break. Could not do it. Back down there to the 17s. Will it pop off the 17s or will it break straight through this time? 18s. 17. Bounced off the 17 heavy. Okay. Still needs to get up and do a pullback above VWAP now. That is failed VWAP. but it did bounce off of that 17. Okay, getting pushed down by the shorts. Will it get pushed through this level? That's what I want to see. Topping tail right there on the 1 minute just does not look good at all. Looking for a big flush down here, maybe to the 313s. Can we see it? 315s. Well, I thought it was going to be a big flush, but I guess not. So it's definitely following the trend that we put in. Got bought up there off of this 314. Is 314 becoming a new bottom? Put that there. Man, I can't believe no low floats are here today. Like none. So that's how I know the market has slowed down. Because no low floats. I mean, we've had low floats every single day moving. But it does make me a little bit more confident when one does show up. I know that everybody's gonna be like, oh my gosh, we finally got a low float. And they're gonna pump that thing to the moon. $9.31. ATO still green on the day. I was looking for it to go red. If it goes red, I think the 17